In a world where housing markets often swing between crisis and recovery, a glimmer of hope has emerged from a somewhat unexpected place, the city of Prince George, British Columbia. Recent housing figures have sparked interest at the national level, drawing the attention of policymakers and even earning praise from Canada's housing minister. What's so special about Prince George, and why are its housing numbers being seen as a model of progress? Located in the heart of British Columbia, Prince George is often referred to as the northern capital of the province. With a population just over 76,000, it might not seem like a major player in the national housing conversation, but that's precisely why the latest figures are turning heads. According to data released earlier this quarter, Prince George has seen a remarkable increase in housing starts, alongside a balanced trajectory of home prices. The city has achieved what many larger urban centers are struggling to attain: a growing housing supply that remains relatively affordable. At a recent press conference, the federal housing minister, when asked about regional housing strategies, specifically mentioned Prince George as a promising example of local innovation and effective coordination. He noted the city's efforts in streamlining development approvals, incentivizing mixed-use housing, and investing in infrastructure to support new neighborhoods. Over the past year, housing starts in Prince George have risen by nearly 15%, with a significant portion aimed at multifamily developments, including townhomes, condos, and rental apartments. This growth is not just about quantity. It reflects a strategic approach, working closely with local developers, embracing densification, and preserving community character while expanding housing access. The housing minister emphasized that while cities like Toronto and Vancouver grapple with sky-high real estate prices and supply bottlenecks, Prince George shows what can happen when policy meets practicality. He credited the city's leadership for working in tandem with provincial and federal programs, including the Housing Accelerator Fund and affordable rental initiatives. For young families, students, and seniors alike, it means more options and a chance to stay in communities they love without being priced out. In a time when housing affordability is a national concern, Prince George offers a hopeful narrative, one where thoughtful planning and proactive governance make a real difference. As one local builder put it, "We're building homes, but we're also building futures." And it's rewarding to know that our work is part of a bigger solution. Looking ahead, the housing minister hinted that lessons from Prince George may influence future federal programs. The city might not have the skyline of a major metropolis, but in today's housing conversation, it's standing tall in its own right. So the next time you hear about housing crises across the country, remember, innovation doesn't always start in the big cities. Sometimes, it begins in places like Prince George, where local vision meets national impact. The housing situation in Prince George isn't perfect, no city's is. But the progress seen here demonstrates what's possible when all levels of government, local stakeholders, and the community work together with a shared vision. It reminds us that effective housing policy isn't just about pouring concrete and putting up walls. It's about building inclusive communities, ones that are sustainable, diverse, and prepared for future generations. And perhaps most importantly, it shows that real change is possible. Not in decades, but right now. As Canada continues to search for answers to its housing affordability challenges, maybe it's time to look closer at the lessons from smaller cities, places like Prince George, leading with action over headlines. In Prince George, it's not just about bricks, beams, and bylaws. It's about belonging. A young couple, once worried they'd have to leave the city to afford their first home, now walks their child to a nearby elementary school. A retired mill worker, once unsure where he'd live after selling his house, has found comfort in a new, affordable senior apartment complex just blocks from the river. These are not statistics. They're stories. They're lives. And each of them speaks to the same, powerful truth. When a city commits to housing its people, not just sheltering them, it builds more than homes. It builds hope. Prince George might not make national headlines every day. But in a country where housing has become one of the defining challenges of our time, this northern city is quietly writing a different story, one worth telling. This has been a story from Canada's changing cities, brought to you by your channel name. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories from the places shaping our future.